Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Got By 2009, and I'm gonna do a joint today. I told y'all every time I do a joint, I'm gonna make sure I do it at a different location. You know what I'm saying? I know they, block me a little bit from doing my lives, but it's all good. I'm gonna go ahead and do this one for y'all. It's called, Scorpios, a real Scorpio man, the misunderstood introvert. You know what I mean? And a lot of people don't understand the meaning of that word. It's more than just a person that, it's not just a person that just doesn't want to be bothered. It's a person that is very private, a person that, a lot of introverts have a more humble, laid back way approach of looking at life. They have a more, you know, just a more, you know, smoother vibe. You know what I mean? It is not, we're not all over the place. At times, you got to understand with a Scorpio man, he's one of the most introvert. So when you talking about being introverted, he can be extreme at times. It can go from one extreme to another. You know what I mean? But we understand that, we're not oblivious to that fact, but a lot of times we need to have our own space. We need to do our own thing. You know what I mean? A lot of females don't understand that, a lot of introverts, it's necessary. It's not that we don't want to be, these sociable people or be these friendly people. It's we're introverted. We're very private. We don't like to be bothered, by a bunch of, distractions, by a bunch of, television, by this, that, and the third. We wanna be able to enjoy life and do things, as well. But you got to understand, you're dealing with a very private man, a very quiet man that lives a very quiet lifestyle. Y'all give me a second. Y'all excuse me. And I hope y'all enjoy this. And please, subscribe, like, and if you want to show me some love, I'm gonna leave my PayPal information in the comment section. So if you want to show me some love, you can do that. And I'm gonna leave my email in the comment just like I always do. But I want to start doing more different stuff, more outdoorsy. Plus, I want to endorse people being more active. I don't want to just be sitting at a computer desk all the time, doing the same thing, appealing the same way. I want to, do stuff different. I want to let y'all see the sun hit my skin, let y'all know it's okay to be outside. Even if you want to use the internet, you can still be active. Just because it's the internet, we live in a social media area, don't mean we have to be social media type people, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna talk about Scorpios, the misunderstood introvert. We all understand the world is full of fakes. As a Scorpio man, we understand that the world is full of snakes, it's full of fakes, it's full of weirdos, it's full of very conniving people. It has its, wonderful parts, but it's also have a lot of negatives about it also. And that's another reason that you got to learn to, be different. You have to, you know, understand why the Scorpio, doesn't really want to open our world to everybody. You know what I mean? And being introverted, we understand that it's fakes and snakes. We understand that it's a lot of people, that you can't let around you. You can't give your energy off to everybody. You know what I'm saying? You can't deal with everybody. You can't hang out with 100 people all the time. Sometimes you gotta take time by yourself. Sometimes you gotta separate and do things for yourself. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta think for yourself. You gotta, be an individual. There's nothing wrong with being an individual. Even if you stand out and you got to stand alone, there's nothing wrong with being unorthodox. There's nothing wrong with being different, because the people that have those enormous big groups of friends and have 100,000 friends and have all these people and they call them friends, you understand they be some of the most shallowest people. These be the most, most flaky people. They're not really loyal. They're not the loyal. A lot of people are not loyal also. A lot of people are not loyal. A lot of people don't have no good intentions for you. So as an introvert and as dealing with and dating a Scorpio, he's gonna be extra cautious. He's gonna be more reluctant to open himself up to other people. He's gonna be more reluctant to, you know, just embrace people. So you got to let him gradually work towards that. Let him gradually and be introduced to your friends. Let him gradually be introduced to your family. Let him gradually do things a little bit at a time. You don't have to just all of a sudden. He's not going to be the type that just jump into everything and just for no reason. He's going to take his time. He's going to take his time. I know I said this in my other video, but I really love, doing these outside joints. I think I'm going to get back to doing that because I really miss that. I really do. I really love the energy of the sun. It's very beautiful, very, very much beautiful. So I want to make sure I give y'all the best stuff. And by me being relaxed and comfortable, I'm able to do that here. So, yeah, in order to prevent all the heartache, the pain, devastation, betrayal, just all that unnecessary, bad energy. Like the Scorpio will do everything within our power to separate ourselves from that. You know what I mean? And as an introvert, he's gonna be even more extra. He's gonna be more reluctant to to jump into your world. He's not going to be the one to just throw everything at you. You got to gradually work through that way. It's just like in the old days with our parents and grandparents. Scorpio, they're very old fashioned, very vintage when it comes to dating and when it comes to dealing with different women. They're more old-fashioned. They like to court the woman. They're not really with that big on that social media date site type of relationship. They like to, keep it original, be able to, court the woman, talk to her, make conversation, have intellectual conversation, have fun, see how y'all vibrations, balance each other out, see how you match, how you bond, because just because you have a good couple of conversations don't mean everything's going to work in your favor. Don't mean it's going to work out like that. So at times you gotta Scorpio, we take our time. We definitely take our time, and you got to understand this with the Scorpio. So just because y'all dated a couple of months and you feel like he's moving too slow, realize, remind yourself, it's only 3 months. It's only a couple of months. Y'all only been together a couple of months. If you haven't been with that man for over a year, it takes a whole lot more to build a relationship. You even in school, you got to be in there for a certain amount of months. Just building relationships at school. So you can't expect to build a whole relationship that you're gonna spend years on and endorse your time and energy into and think it's going to happen overnight. It has to gradually happen. You have to work your way up to that point. Let me see. And for this reason, and for this reason, for him being introverted, most Scorpios, we don't run in packs. We don't run in packs with everybody because we don't cling on to everybody. We don't get along with everybody. We don't fuck with everybody like that. So we hate running packs. We don't really rock with people that run in big packs. It's a time and place where maybe you need have a group, a couple of people or whatever, but we don't really on some daily basis type stuff. Like I got to roll with the enormous crowd of people. I got to be around these people. I got to have a bunch of friends. I don't feel like I'm, cool because even as, the young Scorpios, as far as the adolescent stage, they're not going to be as, energetic. They're not going to be, the type that roll with the crowd, the majority rules type of mentality. He's more of a loner. He does things on his own. He does stuff by himself. That's why they're very strong individuals. They're very mentally strong, spiritually strong individuals because they roll alone. They're loners. They don't roll in crowds. They don't roll for popularity. They're not trying to fit in. They're trying to build themselves. We're trying to better ourselves. We're trying to educate ourselves. You know what I mean? So at certain times, he's not gonna, you never gonna see a Scorpio really rolling in packs unless if he's rolling in a pack, best believe that pack been around him for years and years. Like a relative or something like that. We don't just roll in packs with anybody because we don't trust people, or open up to just anybody like that. So, um, the reason Scorpios do this because keeping a lot of fake friends or unnecessary people around, it's like holding on to, it's like holding on to dead weight. It's like, trying to walk up a mountain with bricks on your back. You know what I mean? When you have an unnecessary amount of people, it's a dead weight, man. And when you have dead weight that's weighing you down, it becomes a burden. It becomes an extreme burden, and it can break you, man. It can destroy you. It can make you lose focus of who you are. It can make you lose sight of who you are as an individual, who you are as a man, who you are as a person. So when you talking about dealing with a Scorpio, man, you got to understand he's not going to be the type that want to be introduced to a whole lot of people. He's not going to meet all these people. Like, it don't matter, meeting people and stuff. Don't get me wrong. He's not like, but don't think he's going to be, hugging and kissing, on the first, meet and greet, meeting your family or meeting that. Give him time to gradually, you know, let it be organic. Don't try to force anything that's not meant to be. You know what I mean? Don't try to force anything on the Scorpio man that's not meant to be, because it's only going to create, awkwardness, and it's only going to create, frustration, because you're going to feel as though he's being antisocial. He's going to feel as though he's being distant. It's not that, and that's not always the case. It's just the introvert. It's just the introverted nature of the man. That's all you got to understand. Once you understand the introvert as a whole, then you'll understand the Scorpio as a whole, because the Scorpio is the introvert and the introvert is the Scorpio. So once you understand that, you understand everything. I'm out here with these liberals. They so focused. People are so focused on what everybody else is doing. They can't even live their own life. I'm not paying attention to nobody else, not because I don't care, but I'm focused in on my mission. I have my own life. I have my own spirit. But when you have a certain light on yourself, people, and I'm talking off the record right now, certain people, you have a certain light on yourself, so certain people gonna want to draw to you, whether it's bad, negative, good, or whatever. Your energy is gonna draw people to you. So you got to make sure you draw the right people. You know what I mean? Because regardless of what you think, it's gonna you're gonna draw people to you. They're gonna cling to you. In the mentality, this is how I put it. I'm gonna put it in a metaphor. It's like the sheep following the herd of sheep to the slaughter. You know what I mean? When I see people hanging out with a bunch of, especially grown men, I understand women like that, roll in certain packs or groups or whatever, because that's more of a feminine character trait. But when I see a bunch of dudes hanging together, clinging on together, on some giggly, comfy type stuff, it's like the sheep following sheep, like just like on Facebook, like when I see people like all, riding each other's waves and kissing each other's butt. It's like sheep following sheep to a slaughter. You don't have no originality. You don't have your own mindset. You don't have your own, personality where you can forge yourself on and to achieve your goals, to live your destiny. You know what I'm saying? Following the herd, that's the blind leading the blind. You know what I'm saying? You got to be original, and that's how Scorpio, that's how we think. We original, we do our own thing. We walk on our own road. We don't follow no trends. We don't follow no crowds. We don't follow what's popular. We comfortable in who we are. We comfortable in how we stand, and we stern and we stand in that. We live by that and we die by that. Just like me doing the videos. Just because I can't do lives for right now, don't mean I'm gonna stop doing videos. I'm gonna switch it up because I'm that stern in what I'm doing. Once the Scorpio, once we got our energy into something, we locked into it. You can't get us to shake us off because something don't work out, something don't go our way. We're not gonna give up. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna give up at all. You know, we're gonna give it 110%. And even if, you know, the obstacles of life and things try to knock us down, we understand that's the natural course of life. You know, things are meant to knock us off our path at times, but it's you got to persevere, you got to drive, you got to push forward. That's what makes character, that's what builds bravery, that's what builds courage, that's what builds individuality. Let me see. Because it doesn't really take effort to fit in. It doesn't take intelligence to fit in. It doesn't take, you know, originality to fit in. It doesn't take any type of hard work at all. You know, to fit in, you could just, all you got to do is be like the crowd. All you got to do is act like everybody else. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to be original. You don't have to, you know, speak anything that's coming from your own heart. You all you got to do is follow the leader. You know, you don't know where you're going, but you following them. You know what I'm saying? And that's not the Scorpio. We're not going to follow the sheep to the slaughter. You know what I'm saying? We roll dolo, we roll alone like the lone wolf. You know what I'm saying? We don't roll. We just like the eagle. You know what I mean? We flock alone. And just like I did this is one of my old original videos. We flock alone. We don't look for the crowd. We don't look to hang around a bunch of clowns and clubs and bars and trying to fit in and try to wear what's trending. He's a very distinct individual, and he's a distinct individual because he's very aware of who he is. He's very in touch with his spirit. He's in touch with his inner man. He's in touch with his soul. He's in touch with the earth, the ground, the sky. You know what I mean? He don't have to use things to entertain us, entertain us. We entertain ourselves. We don't need a bunch of, popular stuff, doing this, doing that, spending a bunch of money. We don't have to do that because we have too much. We have too much in life. It's so much in life. As an individual, you can do so much. It's just passing you by because you letting it get mentally make you stagnant. You letting your own thoughts and your own negativity, and your own doubts and your own and fear, deter you from being an individual. You got to be original, man. You got to be, your own person. And that's definitely what the introvert. That's definitely what the introverted Scorpio is. He's definitely an original person. I know it kind of look weird sometimes how I be talking and how I'm coming, but it's guys my age that are very intellectual and very bright. It's a couple of guys, that have a platform that's really brilliant. So I don't feel awkward. I don't feel out of place speaking with intellect, speaking with intelligence, speaking with pride, speaking with masculinity, speaking with bass in my voice, because that's what a man was originated to do. We originated to stand on our own too. We originated to be the leader, to be the hunter, to be the risk taker, to be that strong figure in the circle. That's what the man's supposed to do. So that's how the Scorpio, that's how we think of it. We think about it like, how they used to do it in the old days. We follow those type of men. We don't follow the trending guys in entertainment industry. We don't follow, no offense to nobody. I don't follow the people that's hot right now. That's in Hollywood. I don't look up to those people. I look up to the Marcus Garveys. I even look up to Bob Marley. I got my shirt, but it's around my neck, but it's so hot. But we don't look up to just what everybody else is following. We're introverted. We follow who has substance. We follow men of substance, men of prestige, men of honor, men of dignity, men of intelligence, men of strength. see. And that's how we avoid the same old mess. Scorpio is not going to be dragged, is not going to be forced, not going to be peer pressured to do anything, be anything, act anything. We're going to do things the way we're supposed to do it. You know, we're not looking to, you know, please people. You got to say you got to please God first, then you got to you got to please God, not even please yourself. We got to be real with ourselves. We have to look at ourselves in the mirror every day. I'm not gonna be looking at what my friends doing. I'm not when I lay down and close my eyes. I'm not. It's not gonna be my friend. So I got to look at myself and live with myself. So I got to live within what I hold value to. What's really gonna build me up as a man. What's gonna take me to the next level. What's gonna make me evolve and mature. I can't follow the crowd. I can't follow the pack. And being, from my experience, being a loner, you experience a whole lot more of reality. You see reality as a whole. You see it in its purest form. You don't follow packs. You live life and do things on your own. So you experience a lot more because you do stuff on your own. You see things, you experience, you understand, and you go on your own path. So you seeing and you witnessing and you learn it as you go along. Because when you roll in crowds, you can't really experience nothing outside of what that group wants to experience. So as being a loner, being an individual is not bad at all, because you get to experience life what it's supposed to be. You're supposed to live your own destiny. You can't live for what your friends are doing or what your brother is doing or what your dad is doing. You got to live in your own shoes. You got to be happy and satisfied with yourself. At the end of the day, you got to look at your own self in the mirror. So you got to be a loner. You got to be an individual. You got to stand alone. Even through the struggles and pains, because we see the struggle and pains. As a loner, you see the struggle and pain, you deal with it, you take the hit across the chin, so to say. You deal with life as a whole in a more realistic tone. We don't, we're just not those type of people that's going to be brought down to a certain level. We're not going to be deterred from our destiny, And most people that roll in crowds and roll in packs are, are afraid to live life. They're afraid to see things for what they are. They're afraid to be an individual, and that's not what a Scorpio is all about. We all about, being real with ourselves. Living life for what it is. Taking it across the chin, even if it's, causes pain, heartache and pain, tears, and where we have to struggle, where it's not easy. We have to you have to experience this thing on your own, and most people that roll in crowds, they want the crowd to take up for them. They need that. They need that protection. They need that comfort. They need that security. As a loner, as an individual, being a strong individual, you don't need that. You don't need any validation of anybody because you stand alone. You do stuff on your own. You have your own brain. You have your own eyes, your mouth, your own ears. So I don't, if the Lord needed me to be born with a bunch of people, he would have had me with some Siamese twins. I would have been born with a bunch of people at the same time. He wanted me to be an individual as a man, first. We have to be individuals. You can't roll in the pack, because you roll in the pack, you really don't experience life. You just, pretending you living in a bubble. You living in a social bubble. You're not really living life in its actuality and reality. By facing life through your own eyes, by us facing life through our own eyes as Scorpio man, it just like I said, it increase our character, it increase our bravery, and as Scorpios, we rebel in it. A lot of people call us rebels, a lot of people call us outlaws, because we are, we live life through what it is. We don't try to what's a good metaphor? We don't wear no training wheels and this. A lot of people in life are riding through life and wearing training wheels. We don't really wear training wheels. Riding through this life. We do our own thing. We make our own thing happen for us. So you know, we don't miss anything. We don't miss a beat. That's why a lot of people ask me, why do you have so much wisdom and so much knowledge when it comes to certain aspects of things, certain aspects of life? Why you so different? Because I experienced more, I lived more, I did more. You know what I mean? I seen more. You know, I lost more because I lived life. I didn't ask nobody to live it for me. I didn't live it through nobody's eyes. I didn't live it through a book. I didn't live it through watching some stupid movie or some dumbass TV show. I walked the concrete. I rode up and down these streets. I done from flying in airplanes to riding dirt bikes to driving cars. I done lived this, walking the concrete. You know what I mean? I've done it all. I done seen it. You know what I mean? I seen and lived life for myself. So I don't need to find nobody else's opinion or nobody else's outlook on things. That's why a lot of people can see Scorpio as being stubborn. Unless you have real wisdom or real substance, you can't really tell Scorpio much because we can see right through your words. Even if you have the most intelligent way of putting it, we can tell if where we can tell if you really built like that, if you really have any wisdom. Just because you've been to school and you got 50 master's degrees don't mean you have wisdom, don't mean you have any real intelligence. It just means you can memorize and you can and you got good recall. It doesn't make you intelligent. It takes more than a couple of books to make a person intelligent, be an intelligent individual. That takes wisdom, that takes life experience, that takes pain, it takes struggle. You know what I mean? You can't get that from a book. You got to live through this shit. I'm almost finished. I got like 3 more points. Y'all give me, I'm sounding like the preacher now. Y'all give me a couple more minutes. It'll take about extra 30 more. Let's plan. Even though we are by ourselves, we are able to trail our. We're trailblazers. We have our own path, just like I said before. Just because we're by ourselves, we are able to blaze our own trail. We don't follow no path that's been made by somebody else. We don't follow no path that's been already cleared by somebody else. We blaze our own trails. We go through unmarked territory. We're not scared to dare to be different, to take chances in order to live life and experience life as a whole. In our own life, morals and values, they hold much importance to a Scorpio. Our morals and life values, they hold a big, enormous importance to us and to how we view our journey, in this life. Our morals and values are everything to us. If a person, they can have all the money in the world, but if they don't have no morals and values, they're not going to be no use to you. If they don't have no morals and values and intelligence, they're not going to be any good to you. They're not going to have any type of use to you. So you need that in order to live this life, in order to make your journey. You got to have morals. You got to have a code of values, and that's why a lot of, my generation, I can be honest and say that a lot of my generation don't have morals and values, and that's why a lot of them are lost. That's why a lot of them are weak. That's why a lot of them can't stand alone, because they don't have no morals and values. They don't have no substance to themselves. They need a group to follow. They need a social media to some silly rapper to follow. You know what I mean? No originality, no codes or ethics. No pride. You know what I mean? A lot of people just don't mind disgracing themselves. Y'all give me a minute. Being an introverted Scorpio, it gives us time to reflect. I know it's the wind, so y'all give me a second. I don't know how bad the wind gonna sound. Okay. Being an introvert gives us time to reflect. It gives us time to reflect on life as a whole. It gives us time to see what where we stand at, to see where we trying to go, to see where we came from, to see who we are as individuals. You know, we don't need the interruptions. We don't need anybody misguidance, misinformation of other people, trying to lead us the wrong way, because everybody don't have the best intentions for you. A lot of people will try to lead you the wrong way. A lot of people will try to lead you astray, so you got to be careful. You got to be an individual. You got to think logically and do things on your own. And I hope y'all enjoy these. Please, like I always say, comment. I got one more point to make, but I just wanted to do this one. But please comment. It's a lot of stuff that's going on in the world right now, and I understand that. But just like I wanted stuff to get me down, don't let it get you down. You know what I mean? Don't let it throw you off. Don't let the the pressure, make you break. Be the strongest individual you can be. And one thing, and always remember this, following the crowd, will always leave you with anger. It will leave you with regrets. It will leave you, with that woulda, coulda, shoulda attitude. I should have did this. I could have did that. Why didn't I do it like this? Because you let people lead you that way. You let people misguide you. You let people lead you the wrong way. And you don't want to have that. You don't want to have. It's worse. It's the worst feeling to have regrets. Don't have any regrets, because even through struggles and pain, you can learn from it. You can take it as a life lesson. You know what I mean? Just like I wanted to get irritated and be in a sunken place. I'm not that type of individual. So I'm gonna uplift from the ashes, just like the phoenix. I'm gonna uplift myself from the ashes, and I'm gonna do something different, because that's what builds character. Because just like I told y'all, the pressure molds you into the person you're trying to be. Let me see. Because people will leave you high and dry. People will lead you to the middle of nowhere and, absolutely desert you, And Scorpios, we understand that, what I mean? And that's what makes us introverted. That's what makes us do things alone. That's what makes us not really, be open to everybody, because it's not going to lead to anything. It's going to misguide us. It's going to misinform us. It's going to leave you deserted. It's going to leave much to be desired. So you got to do things on your own. And that's why the Scorpio is the way we are. That's why we're introverted. That's why a lot of times we by ourselves. That's why a lot of times we're very apprehensive to, do things on our own. We're apprehensive to, do things with a bunch of people. We'd rather do things on our own, So with that said, man, I love y'all. I love y'all as always. I love y'all. I appreciate all the love, all the support and everything. And, I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. I hope everybody, find some type of peace of mind. I hope everybody, enjoy my this ain't really new for people that's been subscribed to me, but this is just a different aspect. Every time I'm out here, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna be at a different location every time. Every video is gonna be a different location, and I'm gonna start doing locations that Scorpios like. And Scorpio, we love the parks. We love places that are secluded. We love places that give us time to think. Places that give us time to have that alone time, have that individual time, have that me time where you can clear your head, where you can be yourself, where you can think. Because one thing about a man that I learned since I've been an adult, a man needs alone time. every man needs alone time. He needs his own space. He needs his own time where he can think and be himself, where he can see things, life for what it is, you know. But as always, I love y'all, you know, all the ladies, you know, all my dudes, slap, slap, you know, high five, whatever, you know. And I love y'all so much, and I hope y'all enjoy this one. This is not my usual camera, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to end this. It's the red button to stop. The red button stop.